I just idolize. Honolulu Baby, where'd you get that style? And those pretty red lips, and that sunny smile. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm John and I regularly post ukulele tutorials at all different levels here on YouTube. Today we're going to learn how to play Honolulu Baby, a fun tune that was written by Marvin Hatley in 1933 for the Laurel and Hardy film Sons of the Desert. This is actually the first song I ever learnt on the ukulele. It's a great song and I'll be walking you through the arrangement, the chords and some suggestions for the strumming. So grab your uke and let's get started. But just before we do, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me with making more of these tutorials moving forward. If you'd like a PDF copy of the song sheet with the chords and the lyrics, buy me a coffee, see how to do so in the link below and I'll email one over to you. Alternatively, join me over at Patreon where all my video tutorials and accompanying PDFs can all be found in one place. Like many songs from the Tin Pan Alley era of the 1920s and 30s, the song has an introductory verse that has a different chord sequence and melody to the main part of the song. So after a 4-bar intro, we get this introductory verse, and then after this we get the main part of the song, which consists of a standard A-A-B-A form. So 2 A sections, then a B section or bridge, and finally another A section. This A-A-B-A form can then be repeated until the end of the song. I definitely vary my strumming a bit throughout the song, but as a guide I'm generally playing a swung down, down, up, down, up, down, up pattern. So but I'm also trying to emphasise the second and fourth downs a bit as well by making them a little louder than the rest of the strums. So but feel free to experiment with other strumming patterns. For example, just down, 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 or the island strum down, down, up, down, up could work equally as well. The intro is essentially 4 bars long. It can either be played with just the chords, or we can add a little melody line that can be played over the chord sequence, as demonstrated here. Firstly, the chord sequence here is an A minor, and then an E7, sharing the first bar equally, so 2 beats of A minor, and then 2 beats of E7. Then in bar 2 we have a full bar of A minor. In bar 3 we repeat the same split bar as bar 1 with an A minor, and then an E7, and then in bar 4 we go back to A minor for the whole bar. So the melody that can be played over these chords is as per the tab below. Firstly, notice there is a pickup bar where we play 2 notes before the A minor chord in bar 1. These notes are played on what would be beats 4 and the and after it. So if I was counting us in, despite us being in 4/4 time with 4 beats to the bar, I would count 1, 2, 3 and then we play these 2 notes before bar 1. So 1, 2, 3. So for the whole intro, after the count of 3 we play these 2 pickup notes, firstly the open A string and then the B at the 2nd fret of the same string. Then in bar 1 we play a C at fret 3 twice, then a B at fret 2 again once, and these are all quarter notes, so played on the beats 1, 2 and 3 of the bar, and then we play the C note at the 3rd fret and then the B at the 2nd fret again, but this time as 8th notes played on beat 4 and the and after it. In bar 2 we play the open A string and then the open E string on beats 1 and 2 of the bar. The second of these notes is a half note, so rings over beat 3 as well. Then we get the same two pickup notes we had before bar 1, acting as a pickup into bar 3. These are once again played on beat 4 and the and after it. In bar 3, we get a series of eighth notes, mostly just on the A string. Firstly, we have a C note at fret 3, then a D note at fret 5, and then back to C at fret 3. Next we play the A string open, then a B at fret 2, then another C at fret 3, and then back to B at fret 2, and finally we change to the E string and we fret the G sharp at the 4th fret. In bar 4 we just play the open A string once, which rings for the rest of the bar. So the whole intro, as per the tab, with a count in, would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3. The opening verse is 16 bars long, and the first 4 bars are a repeat of the intro chords again. So bar 1, a split bar of A minor and E7. Bar 2, a full bar of A minor. Bar 3, another split bar of A minor and E7. And bar 4, a full bar of A minor. In bar 5 we change to a bar of D minor. And then in bar 6 we go back to our A minor for the whole bar. In bar 7 we have a bar of B7, and in bar 8 we have an E7. Then in bars 9 through to 12 we repeat what we had in bars 1 to 6, so a split bar of A minor and E7 in bar 9, a full bar of A minor in bar 10, another split bar of A minor and E7 in bar 11, and then a full bar of A minor in 12, then the D minor in bar 13, and back to an A minor in bar 14. Then in bar 15 we have a full bar of G7, and in bar 16 we're about to shift to the main A section of the song, and here we have a C major chord, which is played over the first 3 beats of the bar, and then a C6 chord, which is played on beat 4 of the same bar. This can be a little tricky to get right at first. The way I think it best to understand is that you are changing to the C6 on the final syllable, lu, of the word Honolulu. If I just demonstrate the final 2 bars slowly, just playing down strums, hopefully this will make sense. As I gazed into her eyes, Honolulu. So now if I play through the whole opening verse with the lyrics, we would have: while down on a South Sea island, underneath the beauty of the stars, I strayed upon some maidens who were strumming on their guitars. A hula maid was dancing, and I knew I'd found my paradise. So this is what I told her as I gazed into her eyes, Honolulu. The A sections of the song are all 8 bars long, but have slight variations in the final bar depending on what comes next. And it's worth noting here that although these all feel like they start with the words Honolulu Baby, the first chord of each A section actually lands on the word baby. And the word Honolulu is actually part of the final bar of the previous section in each case. So effectively acts as a 3-beat pickup. So in bars 1 and 2 we have 2 bars of F. In bars 3 and 4 we have 2 bars of C. In bars 5 and 6, 2 bars of G7. In bar 7 we have a full bar of C. And then in bar 8, like the end of the opening verse, we have a C chord for the first 3 beats, and then a C6 on the final beat of the bar. And this is where we're singing the word Honolulu as the pickup into the next A section. So with the lyrics, this would sound something like this. Honolulu baby, where'd you get those eyes? the dark complexion I just idolize. Honolulu. The second A section is almost the same as the first, except we don't get that dip to C6 on the final beat of the last bar and just stay on the C chord for the full bar, as this is where we will move into the B section or bridge of the song. So just to reiterate, the second B section would be 2 bars of F, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of G7, and finally back to 2 bars of C. So with the lyrics, the second A section would be Honolulu baby, where'd you get that style? And those pretty red lips, and that sunny smile. The B section is also 8 bars long, and the chord sequence here is, in bar 1 we have a split bar of D minor and G7, sharing the bar equally. In bar 2 we have a full bar of C. In bar 3 we get another split bar of D minor and G7. And in bar 4 another full bar of C. Then in bar 5 there's a full bar of B7. And in bar 6 a full bar of E minor. Then in bar 7 we have a split bar, but this time with a D7 and then a G7. And finally in bar 8 we have a C chord for the first 3 beats and a C6 on the final beat of the bar. This again is where we're singing the word Honolulu to take us into the final A section. So the full B section or bridge would be: when you start to dance, your hula hips in trance, then you shake it up and down. You shake a little here, you shake a little there, well you've got the boys going to town. Honolulu. Now the last bar of this final A section is going to depend on whether we're going to go round the whole AABA sequence again, or whether we're going to end the song here. If we're going back to the beginning of the form, we would play that final bar as the C chord for the first 3 beats and then the C6 on the final beat. Again, this is where we're singing the word Honolulu to take us back to repeat the first A section again. So, Honolulu baby, you sure know your stuff. Honolulu baby, gonna call your bluff. Honolulu. Or if we were going to finish the song, we would probably play the penultimate bar as 2 beats of C, then 2 beats of G7, and then a single strum of C on beat 1 of the final bar. I then like to play a harmonic across all the strings at the 12th fret on beat 3 to finish. So, Honolulu baby, you sure know your stuff. Honolulu baby, gonna call your bluff. In my play along video at the end of this video, I do repeat the whole AABA section for a second time before ending the song. But for the second time around, I play the first and second A sections instrumentally before singing again in the bridge and the final A section. I play a very simple chord melody solo over these A sections, which I won't go over now as this tutorial is probably long enough already, but I could be convinced to do a mini tutorial for this solo and also a chord melody introduction for the song if there's enough interest. Let me know in the comments. So that about wraps everything up for this tutorial, and now you effectively have everything you need to play Honolulu Baby. In a moment I'll play through the whole arrangement with the chord diagrams and the lyrics on the screen, so feel free to play along with me. Be sure to hit the like button if you found this video tutorial helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more ukulele content. If you'd like a copy of the song sheet with the lyrics and the chord diagrams, buy me a coffee. See how to do so in the video link below and I'll email one over to you. Or alternatively, join me over at my Patreon, where all my tutorials and accompanying PDFs can be found in one place. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. gazed into her eyes. Honolulu baby, where'd you get those eyes? And the dark complexion I just idolize. Honolulu baby, where'd you get that style? And those pretty red lips and that sunny smile. When you start to dance, your hula hips in trance, then you shake it up and down. You shake a little here, you shake a little there, while you've got the boys going to town. Honolulu baby, you sure know your stuff. Honolulu baby, gonna call your bluff. When you start to dance, your hula hips in trance, then you shake it up and down.